All right, so you've probably seen him, right? I mean, Mr. Beast.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen one of his thumbnails. They're kind of hard to miss, those bright colors,
Yeah.
and the crazy stuff going on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But even if you haven't actually watched a video, I'm sure you've heard of him, right? Mr. Beast. He's everywhere.
Yeah. It's kind of unavoidable at this point.
It really is. And today we're diving into the story behind him, right? Because everyone knows the crazy stunts and the insane giveaways. But what's the story there?
Yeah.
You can't be that big without something going on.
Right. There's got to be a method to the madness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're using a bunch of different sources, but in particular, there's an article from Tremhost News, and it's titled "The Story of Mr. Beast: Everything You Need to Know."
Catchy.
It's a good title, and we're using that to really dig into like, where did this all begin?
Yeah.
And how did he become this giveaway king that he is today?
Right. And a lot of people are asking, like, is he going to be a billionaire?
Oh, yeah.
Like, is that going to happen?
Yeah. That's the big question, right?
And is it going to happen? How's it going to happen?
Yeah, it's even possible. So yeah, I mean, that's what we're looking at today, is that whole story from beginning to now, and kind of trying to answer that big question.
Yeah, the complete Mr. Beast story from the ground up.
All right, so to start, his real name is James Donaldson, and he was born May 7th, 1998, in Greenville, North Carolina.
Greenville, North Carolina. So, kind of interesting to think about how those early environments can shape someone's perspective, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And ambitions.
For sure. He's the youngest of 3 siblings. He's got 2 older brothers.
Okay.
His mother, Karen, was a stay-at-home mom initially, and then she later became a dental hygienist.
Okay.
And his father, Michael, worked as a physiologist at Greenville Memorial Hospital.
So it sounds like, a pretty stable, middle-class upbringing.
Yeah.
Which maybe, makes you think about, like, did that affect his willingness to, take risks later?
All right.
Yeah, you wonder if that kind of foundation kind of gave him a little bit of, a safety net or something.
Yeah.
To go out and do these crazy things.
Maybe.
And his middle name actually came from his maternal grandfather, who passed away when James was only 2 years old.
Oh, wow.
And from a young age, he was really into technology, like computers, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And when he was 12, he got a computer and an Xbox One for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah. And apparently, even when his YouTube career really blew up, he still played Xbox.
Really?
But less frequently, of course.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of a common thread we see with a lot of these digital creators, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like, having that early access and comfort with technology, it's almost like a prerequisite these days.
It does seem that way, yeah.
Yeah.
The article describes his childhood as a happy childhood in suburban Greenville.
Okay.
His parents were both teachers. And his dad is described as strict but loving.
So.
A good balance.
Yeah. Sounds like a pretty good environment.
Yeah, a good mix of support and discipline. Yeah, and that combination we see a lot with people who are very driven.
Absolutely. It often instills a strong work ethic, which you can't deny Mr. Beast has.
Yeah, right. And that leads us to the first signs of his entrepreneurial spirit when he was only 10.
Oh, okay.
He asked Santa Claus for $10,000
What?
to start a business.
At 10 years old.
10 years old.
$10,000.
That's pretty wild.
That's some serious ambition right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what did Santa bring him?
Well, I'm sure he was disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
With what he actually got.
He got 2 goats.
2 goats?
Yeah,
Santa.
the names were Billy and Billy.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so not quite the seed capital he was hoping for, right?
I would imagine not, no.
But the article says that this really sparked something in him.
Oh, interesting.
And it kind of taught him the value of hard work.
Yeah.
Putting in the effort to achieve something.
So, like, even though it wasn't what he wanted, it was still valuable in a way?
Right? It was almost like a lesson.
Yeah.
And so, later when his parents wouldn't buy him a new computer, he didn't just give up. He started a greeting card business with his friends.
Oh, wow.
And it actually became successful.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like that early setback, maybe it was disappointing at the time, but it actually pushed him to be resourceful.
Totally.
And it gave him like a taste of what it takes to actually build something from nothing.
And that's, a huge lesson for an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, so fast forward a bit. He was living in an apartment with his best friend, Chris. And they're described as like this strong creative force, working on projects together.
Okay.
Before they really hit it big.
That's cool. I mean, you often hear about that, right? Like that collaborative element where people are, bouncing ideas off each other and supporting each other
Yeah, absolutely.
before they actually achieve that widespread success.
Yeah, and then boom, Mr. Beast explodes onto the scene, becomes one of the biggest YouTubers in the world.
Yeah, he's huge.
He is huge. His channel officially started in 2017, and by the time this article was published in October 2022, he had over 50 million subscribers and 5 billion video views.
Wow,
Fuck.
that's insane.
I mean, 5 billion.
That's a lot of views.
Yeah, that's a whole other level.
It's unbelievable. And the article says that his popularity really took off because of his giveaways.
Right, the giveaways.
Yeah, he became known as the most generous YouTuber.
It's a good title.
It is a good title. And he was giving away millions of dollars to his subscribers, for engaging with him on social media.
Like, that's so interesting, right? Like, the idea of giving away that much money just to, like, grow your platform.
Yeah, I know. It seems crazy.
It's a bold strategy.
It is.
But obviously it worked. Yeah, it paid off big time. So now the big question is, will he be a billionaire?
Right.
That's what everyone wants to know.
When will he be a billionaire?
Yes.
Is it even possible?
And the article even says, this is one of the things they're going to explore.
Okay.
And they start by comparing it to winning the Powerball lottery.
Right. Oh, wow.
Multiple times in a row.
Okay.
So,
Setting the bar pretty high there.
yeah, they're basically saying it's incredibly unlikely.
Yeah.
But then they get into some more serious analysis. They mention information from Forbes and Business Insider that says it could take up to 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, for him or any YouTuber, really,
Okay.
to become a billionaire.
I mean, that makes sense when you think about it, right? Because there aren't that many billionaires in, like, entertainment and film
Right.
in general. And those are huge industries. So
Yeah.
for YouTube, which is, relatively new,
Yeah,
it's going to take some time.
I guess so.
And they mentioned that, like, the average annual earnings for people making videos is only, like, $20,000.
Yeah.
But that's obviously Mr. Beast
It's
is,
not average.
yeah, he's way beyond that.
But I guess what they're saying is it takes a lot to build a business that big.
Yeah, to scale it to that level.
Yeah.
Where you're actually making billions of dollars.
Billions.
Yeah.
That's a whole other...
And it takes time. It does.
The good news is the article says that he's setting himself up for success by building his own brand.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so he has a lot of control over his videos, how they look, the quality, all of that.
And that's so important, right? Like having that brand consistency,
Mm-hmm.
it builds a loyal audience.
Yeah, for sure. And he also has an advantage because he's not tied down by contracts.
Oh, okay.
So he can make more money from advertising.
Oh, I see, because he doesn't have to split it with anyone.
Right, exactly. And they compare him to PewDiePie, who had some platform deals that maybe limited his earnings at times.
Interesting.
Yeah. And another thing is he works directly with brands.
Oh, so like no middleman?
No middleman. He cuts out the advertising agencies and stuff.
That's a good way to maximize your profits.
Yeah, for sure.
And it gives him more control, too.
Right, exactly. He gets to decide how those brands are integrated into his videos.
Yeah, he's basically building his own media empire.
He really is.
On his own terms.
Yeah, it's impressive.
It is.
So yeah, that's the Mr. Beast story in a nutshell.
Wow, what a journey.
Right from a kid who wanted $10,000 from Santa to one of the most famous YouTubers in the world.
It's crazy.
It is. And, those early ventures, even the goats.
Yeah, the code.
I think that really set the stage for what he's doing now.
Absolutely. Like that entrepreneurial spirit was always there.
Yeah, he just needed the right platform to express it.
And he found it.
He did.
And the giveaways were genius.
They were.
I mean, they really propelled him to a whole other level of fame.
Yeah, no one had seen anything like that before.
And it got people talking.
Oh, yeah.
It created a buzz.
It did. And it's still working.
It is. So, will he be a billionaire?
That's the question.
I mean, it's hard to say for sure.
It is.
But it seems like he's doing everything right.
He is. He's got the brand. He's got the direct partnerships. He's got the audience.
Yeah, he's got all the pieces in place.
It's just a matter of time. Maybe.
Yeah.
But here's something to think about, right? The article really emphasizes how important it is to own your brand and to have these direct relationships with brands.
Yeah.
And, the internet is constantly changing.
Absolutely.
So how is that going to affect the way people make money online in the future?
Right. Like, what's the next big thing?
Yeah, and especially for creators like Mr. Beast, who are so focused on connecting with their fans directly.
Yeah, it's a whole new landscape.
It is, and it's exciting to think about what the next 10 years will bring.
Yeah, who knows what kind of crazy opportunities are out there.
I know, it's going to be wild.
For sure.
Well, on that note, Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Mr. Beast.
It's been a pleasure.
It has been fascinating. And who knows, maybe someday we'll be talking about him as the world's first YouTuber billionaire.
We'll have to check back in 10 years.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
Thanks again.
Later.